the season so far, Neil Atkinson and Gareth Roberts, and how nice was Anfield on Saturday? And I don't mean that in the sort of, against Bournemouth, I don't mean that in a sort of everyone was lovely to each other. I just mean it was a really warm atmosphere to play football in.
It was great, it was fantastic. I mean, I thought, it was good that there were so many sort of appeals for something special to happen. My slight worry was that it then didn't, and then where'd you go from there? But you had the Spine Cop lads, you had Kenny Dalglish, you had Jürgen himself in the programme, saying Virgil as well, all saying, like an atmosphere does make a difference. And the atmosphere was great, and I thought it was interesting afterwards. You'd expect like Trent and Jürgen and people like that, and even ourselves, to say, wasn't that great, and all pat ourselves on the back. You had Steve Cook, centre half for Bournemouth, saying that was brilliant, and like that will play a part in where this title goes, and I think that's really important, because it does make a difference. And I've always said that, as a fan, it feels better to me when you're playing an active part of this whole thing. It's not the theatre, it's not other sports, it's football, and we're passionate about it, and we're tribal about it and all that, and I love all that side of it. And yeah, you're right to say, like, the feeling around it was lovely. It wasn't all like big nice hugs and kisses, but it was just, you felt as one. People keep talking about unity, and I think you got a sense of unity on Saturday.
We know it'll be a bear pit against Bayern, and we'll talk about that in a minute. That's the way it is against Bayern. It's a big European night, but it's about making, I think we always talk about, for instance, what does it do to the opposition? What we don't talk about enough, I think, is what does it do to our boys?
Yeah, absolutely.
It makes them better, makes them sharper, and makes them more likely to try things if they feel as though they're in a warm place. So that'll happen against Bayern, but it's making it happen against Watford, against Burnley. These are massive games as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there was a little bit of a problem around it before. It got referenced against Leicester, and I think everyone was getting a little bit nervy and a little bit worried, and worrying too much about what the worst case scenario is. Instead of just sort of living in the here and now and enjoying where you are, and offering some unconditional support for these lads. And I think, like, you look at Robertson, for instance, we know that he puts his heart and soul into every match anyway, but he's talked about before, when he hears his song, how it gives him a little bit extra in the legs, and you can see it. I think you can almost see his shoulders rise, and he starts, like, pumping into tackles a bit more and stuff. Firmino as well, like, brilliant setup for Mo's goal. He must have heard that song going on for like 15 minutes or whatever it was. And again, that was fantastic.
Hey, so did you see him turn and have a look?
He did have a look.
He turned and have a look, and he had a look like, this is mad. I haven't even scored here, this is mad. And I loved it. And it really, because it was the breaking play, and it just was going on underneath it, and he was like, this is absolutely brilliant. And it was so lovely to see again, that idea that he was going, this is great. And I was desperate then for him to score, but then almost in a sense, it's almost better now that he didn't, and that he gets to think, God, that's what they do for me when I don't score. Imagine when I score.
And they do think about all this. I think lots of people sort of look at this, maybe outside the Liverpool bubble, and go, like, it doesn't influence it. The professionals, they paid a lot of money. But I watched that Steven Gerrard thing recently, and like, he was talking about when he made his debut for Liverpool. Now, for me, in my head, Steven Gerrard, this big warrior, this big hard lad from Brighton, he comes on the pitch going, I'm boss and I'm going to smash everyone. You didn't think that. He was thinking, all these are thinking, who's this skinny lad and he's not good enough. And that's Steven Gerrard saying that. So if you encourage them, you get them on side. As you just said, they'll try things, they'll do things. And if they know that if something doesn't come off, if everyone's on your side, that's a huge difference. Take it out of the football sphere and put it in another one. Like, if you try something in your job and you get it wrong, but someone you're working with says, but I can see what you're trying to do, well in, do it again.
Yeah, have another go.
Then you'll have another go. But if you get that weird feeling where you're like, I've done something wrong, next time you'll be safe. And safe doesn't win us the league.
Safe doesn't win us the league, and this is what this is about now. It's about winning us the league. We're looking at, we're sitting top of the pile, level with City, one game in hand. That game is Man United. We'll have a chat about that in a minute. Bayern Munich in the Champions League, it doesn't get more exciting. You've got Watford, you've got Everton away on the horizon. There's never been a better time, really, to get absolutely stuck into the Reds. I mean, let's start with Bayern and Man United. Two massive games. I honestly can't wait.
I can't wait either. I mean, I think, we're seeing little bits of team news and, some worries around. He's going to play centre-half and he's going to do this and blah, blah, blah. Not bothered. Do you know what I mean? Not bothered. We're at the stage of the season where it's the business stage of the season. Every game is
everyone mucks in.
Yeah, and like, those games being consecutive games, fantastic. You know what I mean? Like, we'll all be... We won't be able to, can't wait to get in there, can't wait to get involved. The atmosphere will be up, like you said before, and then United away always is what it is, but it's going to be even more so this year. They'll be desperate to put, to wreck our challenge, if you like. We'll equally, if we go there and win, end Solskjaer's run, that'd be fantastic as well. So, there's loads riding on it, but there should be. That's literally what Liverpool's for. And like, I think, it's worth remembering, like you look around at other clubs and at different parts of the country and just think, imagine just sort of your season already being over.
Yep.
You're out of the competitions, you've got nothing to play for,
Yep.
you're just ticking along, you go on the match, you're having a pint, but there's nothing really in it.
Speaking of
This
Everton,
is
would
much
you
better.
start Origi at Goodison?
Yeah, just for the needle.
Yeah.
Just bring
Give
him
him
on.
60.
Go and do it again, Origi, in the 96th minute.
Like, put the best 11 out against Watford and then bring Origi on. So you start Origi at Goodison and go from there,
Yeah.
and we can all have a massive party again.
Absolutely, I'd be up for that.
You'd be up
Maybe
for
we
that.
should all wear Origi t-shirts to Goodison.
Maybe we should do that. All the matches are to come, and what Gareth says there is right, but not just for us versus other sides, but us versus ourselves. There have been seasons, and they're not so long ago, where come this stage of the season it didn't feel like this, it didn't mean this much. This one means everything. If you think about subscribing, we've got all the audio for you, you know where it is, the Anfield Wrap, £5 a month. We're working away at innovating our video stuff, that's there for you as well, and that's available currently all on YouTube for you to see. There's not a better time to do this, theanfieldwrap.com/subscribe, £5 a month to help us get behind these absolutely brilliant Reds, get stuck in and enjoy every last minute of this brilliant season.